What's going on, Halloween fans? My name's Dave McRae. I wasn't going to do this video because I've just been responding to the DMs that I've been getting about this and the posts I've been tagged in about this, but the DMs and the posts don't seem to be slowing down. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I just do a video about this and put it on my channel? And then I can point people to it. I can share it. You can point people to it. You can share it. Hell, if you have additional information that I don't touch on or mention, you can do your own YouTube video if you have a YouTube channel. Anyway, so what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about another Halloween 1978 rumor, specifically some behind the scenes photos from the ending of the original Halloween that have been out there actually for quite a number of years. So if you've been part of the Halloween horror community for any length of time, you've probably seen these. There's, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 of them. I'm not sure. Maybe there's probably more, but 4 or 5 that are out there and that have been seen by the general public, that is. And they show Nick Castle dressed as the Shape lying on the front lawn at the end of the movie. And they also show him dancing. He's in the mask and he's dancing. And there's actual footage of this as well that I've seen because it was shared on some forum like 10 years ago or something. I don't know where that is now. I don't know if that's been taken down or maybe that's harder to sort of come across. The images I think are a bit easier, but nonetheless, there are images of Nick Castle goofing around behind the scenes. They're out there, okay? Now, these images and footage come from a gentleman by the name of Billy Kirkus. Now, I don't know who Billy Kirkus is. I don't know what his affiliation is with the Halloween franchise. I don't know why or how he came into this, but he is somebody that has, in his Rolodex, his Halloween Rolodex, he has hours of behind the scenes footage and tons of behind-the-scenes images. Sean Clark, of course, of Malfunction, has seen these images, and that's how he was able to decipher, pretty conclusively that the silhouette that you see across the street is not Deborah Hill, despite how the documentary makes it look because of how it's edited. It's actually Nick Castle that Tommy is seeing when he looks out the window and all that kind of stuff, because he's seen these behind-the-scenes images. And of course, there's a video that is out there of Dean Cundy testing the Panaglide. I've seen that. Maybe you've seen that. It's a couple of minutes long. He's walking around outside. It's, 1978. You see all the 70s cars and shit. It's great, and he walks inside and it's awesome. Well, that's where these images come from, okay? From the same person, from the same library. Now, these images and all these hours of it's juicy stuff. They have not been released to the general public. Hopefully, they will eventually one day, because that would be amazing, orgasmic for us Halloween purists. Well, Halloween fans in general, right? So here's one of the images. Here's the image in question that is circulating with the rumor attached to it. Hopefully, you guys are following me so far. So here we are. Here is the image in question. There is Nick Castle on the lawn of the Doyle house, and it looks like he's getting up and running away, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. This is one of about 4 or 5 images that were released from this set many years ago. And I guess if you just look at that image and you take it at face value and you read this caption here, I can understand why you might be like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's awesome. So what does it say? It says, never released ending to Halloween 1978. The story goes... I'd love to know the source of this information, but nonetheless, the story goes, John Carpenter wanted to get shots of Michael getting up after falling off the balcony and running away. Ultimately, this shot was never used in the finished film and never released to the public. The reel with the unreleased footage is in a private collection. So, as far as I know, the only truth in that paragraph is the last sentence. The reel with the unreleased footage is in a private collection. That's right. It's in the hands of Billy Kirkus, among a ton of other juicy stuff. Now, is it always possible that John Carpenter and company shot some sort of alternate ending wherein Michael Myers suddenly leaps to his feet and darts off camera? I guess it'd be the first I've ever heard of it. It's probably the first you've ever heard of it. And I think we probably would know about that by now. And keep this in mind too, folks. It doesn't really make sense to the character. it doesn't really make sense to have to show Michael Myers suddenly leap to his feet and dart off camera, where you've spent the entire film building and establishing this boogeyman as a there, not there sort of character. You know, he's like the wind, he's a force of nature. To suddenly change course and see him leap to his feet and run off camera not only would be silly and jarring, but it doesn't align with the character. It doesn't align with what John Carpenter was establishing with the character of Michael Myers. In other words, it makes no fucking sense. Okay? That's what I'm just going to say. Like I said, it's always possible, but the probability is very, very low for the reasons that I stated. But one thing I do know for sure, this is not evidence of something like that. Oh, this is Nick Castle. Oh, for sure. And he is running out of frame. But this is not from some sort of alternate ending. That's not what this is from. So what is this from then? Well, like I said at the top of the video, this is a still image from actual behind the scenes footage. Okay. But this is a still image. There was about 4 or 5 that were released a number of years ago, making the circuit. Video footage of this too made the circuit as well, but I don't know if that's still out there, or maybe that's harder to come across, but I have seen that, because when I first came across this and the video footage, it was like 10 or 12 years ago. But nonetheless, let's go over to here. So I was having a conversation with Darren Sands of the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast about this exact thing a few weeks ago when this rumor started to heat up. And we both were talking about how we've seen this before. That's not what it's from, blah, blah, blah. And Darren shared this to me on Messenger. So I can't click on anything. It's just kind of a scrolling video. Nonetheless, this comes to us from the website michaelmyers.net. michaelmyers.net. And it says here, this was posted on December the 5th, 2021. Again, this is not the first time that these images were shared, but this is maybe the most recent. I'm not sure. It says here, Halloween 1978 alternate ending photos. Some snapshots I found of the alternate ending to Halloween 1978. All credit goes to the legend Billy Kirkus. All right, let me just hit play here. I'm going to scroll a little bit. I'm going to pause it there. And it says, alternate ending has Michael Myers dying after he's shot off the balcony. Loomis walks over to the balcony and the camera pans up to the trees from the shot we see of Myers on the ground. Here is that shot. FYI, that should be tilts up. Pans is left to right. Tilts is up and down. Just an FYI for you folks out there. But it's a common mistake. I get it. Especially if you're not a filmmaker, I understand. So again, I can't click on anything, but I have actually seen this video. I don't know if it's still out there, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. Whether Michael is supposed to be dead or not, I'm not entirely sure, but nonetheless, that is pretty cool. So as we move along here, we see this here. It says, here is a photo of the crew setting Nick Castle up for the last shot we see of him. And of course, we see, look familiar. I don't know if that's John Carpenter or maybe Tommy Lee Wallace. Maybe that's Tommy Lee Wallace or somebody else. I'm not sure, but there's Nick Castle. They're putting the mask on him, getting him all set for his big shot. And if we keep going here, we scroll down a little further. We have a caption here that says, here are the photos of Nick Castle dancing before running off out of frame. Now, I have seen that video. I don't know if that video is still out there, but like I said, maybe about 10 years or so ago, I don't know if it was michaelmyers.net or some other forum I was on. I actually saw it, and Nick Castle is on there. He's literally, I'm just going to go to the other shot here. He's literally on there going like, doing like he's dancing, he's having fun, he's messing around, he's just fucking around, right? I actually have seen that. That is true. And these are the photos of that, although they're not great, but I think you get the idea. And if we keep going, there he is on the ground. And there he is getting up, and oh, there he is running away. So what you have here is, obviously, they got the shot of Michael Myers lying on the ground, which is the shot you see, right, in the movie. After he shot 6 times, he falls off the balcony, and then it cuts to a shot from the balcony looking down at Myers on the lawn. And what do you hear? Dong, right? And there he is. He's lying there, whatever. And obviously, this is them shooting that. When they said cut, Nick just got up, did a little jig, and ran off out of frame. And that's what you're seeing here. That's what you're seeing here. You're seeing Nick just fucking around, running out of frame. That's what this is. So hopefully that clears that up for you guys, those of you that maybe were confused or thought there was some truth to this. And listen, I totally understand. I mean, maybe there's some of you out there that didn't even know these images exist. You've never even seen these images before. What? There's footage of Nick Castle doing a jig on the fucking lawn of the Doyle house? Are you crazy? What's going on? What? There's like hundreds of images, thousands of hours of footage. Totally understand. Totally understand. You see that one image without context with that paragraph, and yeah, I would be thinking the same thing too. I'd be like, wow, that's really cool. Geez, that's kind of awesome. So I totally understand. But those of us that have seen this before, because like I said, it's kind of old news. It's been out there for years, like maybe over a decade. Yeah, we saw that immediately. It was like, no, that's from Nick Castle. That's like after cut, and he just gets up and he just fucks around. That's all that is. So anyways, that's going to do it for me. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you want to follow me on social media, you can. My links are right there. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. All my links are in the description. Check them out until your heart's content. And when your heart is content, check them out again. Yeah, that's going to do it for me. So in the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you guys soon. Cheers.